Charlie, you ready? Like the volume and everything's good on it? All right. Okay, so I don't want to call this like a BNYX type beat, but it does have lots of like BNYX inspiration. So I'll play it up to, these are really like the 3 different parts right here. So I'll play this and then I'll break down each part of it. Lukovic made a loop. He sent it to me, and my good friend at school, his name's Dan. He worked on the melody too, so he juiced it up, as it would say. But yeah, so that's like all we're gonna really look at right here. But the thing about it is, like, if you want to make shit for Yeat, like, I'll tell you straight up, it's fine to get inspired by like the producers, like BNYX, and the people that are just doing it right, like Risen. Like it doesn't matter who it is, right? But what matters is like you hear what they're doing, and like you want to do what they do, but you won't be able to be them. Like you got to stop acting like you want to make exactly what they're making. So you kind of got to pick out the part of the influence that you want from them. Like for example, on this beat, like I really like what BNYX does with his bass lines, right? So I made my own bass line right here on this towel, on this pattern. It's just very driving. Now BNYX, like he on the new album, he kind of likes to like he'll put an 808 and then he'll put a couple of those bass lines. But for this, I mean, I wanted to just take up the whole part, right? So I kind of took it like my own direction. So don't feel like there's some type of like formula to this, even though like in a way there is. Just continue to be creative and just take it your own direction. That's honestly what's going to get you the furthest in this music shit, is just being inspired, you know, understanding what you want to do and what they are doing, and take it your own direction. So in this first pattern, it's pretty simple. I kind of started it off kind of nice, but you know, bouncy at the same time. So you can kind of see there's not really too many sounds. One of my go-to things to do is literally just in these exact spaces, just put something there and make the velocity dip down. The first one, second one goes up a little bit. So on this side, the snap. And then I had these hats as well, nothing too crazy. I got a little bit of rolls in them. Real quick, let me just delete all these ones I muted. That way I can solo it out. I also had this Reese. This is one of my Reese basses. But notice I have that Reese bass, and then it's contrast. It has contrast with this the boosted Z808. I'd say for like if you're going like I prefer ambient stuff, and I feel like in a way like if you want BNYX kind of stuff or stuff for Yeat, like you want some ambience, but then you also want something like sticking out. So in this one, for example, I don't even know what to call it, but it's kind of like this airy melody, like right there. That's what sticks out, but the rest is just ambient, right? So it kind of keeps you like interested in where the melody's gonna go. Now this is the pattern that really like makes this whole beat, right? And you can see I didn't change it that much compared from this first part, but like at the end of the day, like I'm someone that views bass as the most important part of like any track, right? So like you could take a jazz beat, take the bass line out and put an 808, and then it could be hip hop, right? And that's with a lot of things. So what you do with the bass, in my opinion, is like the most important part. So when I switch from just that Reese and the Zay to this bass line, it's pretty driving, in my opinion, and it kind of makes your head turn and kind of listen in a little bit more. Gets you hype a little bit, I guess. But I think the only sounds I really added were just this sound right here, and I layered that with the clap basically. And then for this last sound right here, it kind of just builds the suspense where it's going to go into like the 808s, kind of a little bit more aggressive with the 808s compared to like this first part where it's a little bit more calm. But I just use this as a bridge, this sound right here, because it reminded me of BNYX, like what he did on like more so the Life EP. Like I think what I was going for was Out the Way, like that part where it kind of just comes back in. And then we got this part. But as you can see, I didn't change the drums that much. Like, look, the only thing I really changed was just the bass line, right? Like, I just switched out. And here we had the Reese and the Zay. And here, we just had that bass line going, right? And then in this, we have the RM808. And the RM808 is probably one of my favorite 808s to go to. So if you want this 808, basically all you need to do is just get a spins, and then you just turn the RM mix up a little bit, and then you boost it a little bit too. And also you're hearing like the melody, how it's staying consistent. Like it's changing, but it's consistent at the same time. It doesn't sound like something completely different. I do have another beat with Lukovic that I may show. You know, I'll show. I could show it afterwards as well, just to show you like how to do switch ups, like someone like line for fun and shit. But
Let me know, yeah, Paulo.
We're recording something right now. You have anything to say?
What do you mean, have anything to say? I'm just asking.
No. Do you have any questions?
No. Yeah, like what are you recording?
Just like a beat breakdown. Like I made this beat, like the Yeat album dropped last night, and I figured there's gonna be like a good amount of people looking it up, so I'll just give like my interpretation on it.
All right. Wait, so are you like recording something for YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want me to mute?
You can if you want. Yeah, your voice is gonna be in it because I don't edit this. But everyone say hi
Alright.
to Autumn.
Hi, guys.
Autumn.
But yeah, as you can see, like it's not. Don't. When you hear it, like I know it kind of sounds complex, but it's more so just about like putting stuff in the right spot. Sound selection is super important. And just like deciding where you're gonna go with the bass lines. Like that, honestly, that's my number one piece of advice is just like variation in bass. Honestly, like maybe in 2015 it would be cool if you just used all of the same bass, like the same 808 throughout the whole thing. But like we're in 2023 now, like people are really stepping up their game, just doing different shit. And like I kind of learned that through doing like super trap stuff. It's just in some of those beats I made, like I would have like 5 different 808s going off, you know. So in this I only have like 4 because I have the Reese, Zay, the bass line, and then the RM 808. But it's really not too complex. I keep things relatively simple because it sounds complex, but it's simple at the same time. So there still is room for vocals. Even this part right here. And you guys are probably wondering how I got that bass so full. So I'll show you the mixing track on there. So we got an EQ, chorus, soft clipper, and squeeze. And then we got this other EQ down here. And it's just to bring that bass up to kind of make it pop out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I'll go into the one where I did the switch up. This one, I don't know if I necessarily like say it's for Yeat, but it'll show the variation I was talking about. And yes, it is spelled Y-E-E-T. Dan, this is another Lukovic loop, and then Dan worked on it again, and he doesn't listen to much Yeat, so that's how he thought his name was spelled. So.
Damn, I'm high as shit. I don't know what's going on.
Alright, so this beat is just pretty out there.
Oh man, this needs to go.
So the number, what really brings this pattern out is just like the 808 variation. I mean, I have this 808 going, and then and then I also made like this It's just a different pattern. This is how I structure my beats too. So like I could drag this one over when I'm ready for the next pattern, make unique, and then just start adding stuff on top. So this pattern, I just added like this sound. And then I added like a filler kind of like 808 glide, I guess, if you want to call it that. But then for the switch up, just to match the ambience, I used the me and Tetris. He's actually in the VC, Tetris. He made a Reese with my CPM.
Yo, what's up?
So super tough, yeah, super tough. Like it's really good just for adding ambience. If you want the Reese bass, hit me up on IG. I'll put the link in my bio to my Instagram.
Yeah, get the Reese.
And then for this track 5, I'm pretty sure I just consolidated the hi-hats, and then I basically just went crazy on the master. So I just put some reverb, looperator. This was the preset, and then I put some delay as well. Once again, this drum pattern is nothing too crazy. If you guys don't know the sauce, I'll tell you the sauce. Basically, the sauce is layering 808. So basically, what you want to do is take one with like high end, like I'm using my CTM for example. I put it to mixing track 27, just took out the low end, and then basically what I did was, let's go to it. What I did was basically just matched it with the 808 that was going, but added just some glides to it. So like in the very beginning right here. Remember what I said, simple but complex, right? It's just like simple little stuff like that. Get creative, find some stuff that works for you, and then, you know, work on it, make it better. That's all it is. I really like this part though because we bring back in lows in the beginning, and then we went back to the ambient. Then it all comes back in. And then I added some stuff on here. I'm pretty sure I just added this. I put some attack on it to make it a little bit less harsh, like if I kept it how it was. I didn't really like that, so I put some attack on. Kind of makes it sound a little bit offset too, which I kind of like. And then for this last part, this is actually probably the most proud part of the beat. Like, where I have the most pride in. I guess you could say, but so basically we made this song a week prior, and we just sampled it, pitched it to where it was supposed to go, and then yeah. And it just sounds super cool on top of this really ambient melody. And I'll show you guys one more. This one is with Lukovic too. So, no, it's not this. Where'd it go? This isn't the right one. Hang on. All right, here we go. So this one I'm just going to bring up just to show the variation in the bass line. And also, if you guys want to know what bass line I'm using for that, so it's a phasing island bass on the Tau.
Follow, bro. What's going on?
Super good bass, super good bass. Hang on, King B. Stop talking for a second, alright? Yeah, my roommates are out there yelling. And that's what I have to cook up through, guys. But yeah, that's really all I have to say is just like 808 variation, keeping yourself like somewhat simplistic, adding some complex elements, and like as always, just staying creative. Like at the end of the day, like you saw me where I was on this one, right? Like I took a song that I made. It's like a minute-long song, but it was just a really cool idea, and I wanted to keep going with it. But we kind of gave up on it. But then I implemented it in here. And it's just like a little part of it, but at the same time, like it just sounds so like, it just sounds perfect to me, like the way to end a song. So just always stay creative, take shit your own direction, mix up your bass lines, and simplicity, but complex at the same time. That's really all I have to say. So I hope you guys learned something. If you guys saw any of the sounds that you want, just let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, and then if it's like someone else's sound, I'll redirect you to them. If it's one of my sounds, my drum kits, like the first one costs money, the second one's free. It's not on my Instagram page, but if you just hit me up and ask me for the S3X kit, I'll send it your way. But yeah, that's basically it. So I appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be glad to answer them, but that's basically it. So thanks for watching, guys.